Today I thought I'd take you into what my day looks like, from answering emails to doing some filming on machines, and really focusing on some of the crazy emails that I get. Some are sewing emails, some are actually computer questions, like how to log into some of our classes, but I'm going to show you some doozies that I think you'll at least get a chuckle out of and feel for what I do on a regular basis. Hi, I'm Sarah from sewingmastery.com. We do video tutorials on sewing machines, and I'm taking a break right now. We're filming the Husqvarna Viking Brilliant 75Q sewing machine, and I thought I'd just put a whole bunch of fun things that I run into from questions that I get, since we have so many online courses and over 8,000 students in those courses, that I often have questions from them based on what they're working on, and even sometimes it's just as easy as, where do I go to log into my course? Now, if these questions are things you've had, we'll put some of the links in the description below. And if you get a kick out of this video, why don't you give it a thumbs up and subscribe, because we do have a lot of videos that we are getting ready to produce this fall, and fall is a good time to kind of go back to school. Some of the kiddos are going back to school and you're like, gosh, I remember when I used to do that. So check out some of our courses and see if you and your sewing machine would like to go back to school and start learning something new. So starting off, some of the emails that we get. Okay, this is one that will help anybody. Oh yeah, these are new. So when you sign up for something, maybe you've enrolled in a course, or you've signed up for a subscription, or even just a free email newsletter, one of the things you get to help with privacy issues and just to confirm that you're a real person is you get an email that you then need to click on to confirm you're who you are, right? Okay, so that email, once you've clicked on it, that's it. You need to actually delete that email. So we have a lot of people in our courses that keep that email for logging into their course, and then it doesn't let them log in. Keep in mind, a verification email is not your login link for future logins. Okay, so that's true for anything across the board, and I hope this will help you. So once you've verified who you are, delete it, go back to the website you made that purchase or signed up at, or save it as a bookmark so you have a little place to find it. That's where you're gonna always go back and log into a course. I take online courses and all I have to do is remember, oh yeah, that's through so-and-so. I go to their website, there's a little login at the top, boom, there it is. Now you can always go back to sewingmastery.com, click on courses, and then click on any of the courses. That'll get you to the course website as well. So that's number one, very common question. I do answer that one probably once or twice a day. I know. All right, next one. This gal came in. Here's a picture of the picture she sent. And she's like, I'm not getting logged in. And thank goodness she sent the picture. And I am noticing all those browser tabs at the top. So when you start to open up all those different windows, there's going to be a time where your computer's just going to like not know what to do. And the answer was just close out everything and shut down the computer and restart it. I know these days we don't shut down our computers as much. We just kind of boom, close them and then go back, and then we open them up, and you know, things are just kind of all still there. I need to, on a regular basis, I do it at least every 2 days. I do a lot of video editing, so there's a lot of big files kind of roaming around, all, you know, uploads, downloads, making pictures for all the little YouTube thumbnails at the beginning. I mean, I'm in lots of different programs, and a lot of them are online programs I use. And so just taking a time to shut down your computer, turn it off, turn it back on, do it on your phone and also on a tablet if you use something like an iPad. Take the time from time to time to shut it down and let it reset. I mean, we all kind of need to reset. I think of that as like when we go to sleep at night, we get a reset, we feel much better in the morning. So give your devices time to to kind of go to sleep, shut it down, and then just start it back up. Usually will solve any of your problems. So before you send me an email, that's probably one thing to try, and just see if that fixes what you're running into. Okay, I'm going to save my best one for last, and it is kind of talking about a question that came in regarding our new rehooping class with our whole cloth quilt. So make sure you stick around to the end to find the best one of my list here. Now, the next couple ones that I'm going to show you have actually come from our service department. And one of them is the infamous thread in the hand wheel, but I thought this one was actually a doozy of doozies. And I know you can kind of see that this is a Viking opal, and there is a ton of thread wrapped around that hand wheel. I can only imagine what it felt like when that person was sewing and just realizing things were just kind of getting bogged down. Okay, so why and how does this happen, and how can you avoid it? It is very common if you have a thread stand by your machine, or maybe a serger is actually near your sewing machine. And sergers with thread over the little tree or thread stand area get kind of that aren't in use. Like if it's threaded, that's one thing, but if you clip a thread to like go to from a 4-thread to a 3-thread, that thread is dangling, it's always best to remove that spool. But if it dangles and it's near your sewing machine, that hand wheel has a suction and it sucks it in. We see this actually quite often. We're usually the service department that actually hands you back the little Ziploc bag of all the thread we pulled out of your hand wheel. This one I think we needed a little larger bag for. So also too, if you put an extra spool of thread just on maybe a vertical spool pin, or you have a bobbin or bobbins you've wound and you've put that also kind of just over here on the side, you know, if you put one like right over here, you will find that again, bobbins will find themselves dropping into the hand wheel, and before you know it, you are gosh, I thought I had a bobbin there and it's empty. So it does go in. You usually can pull it off yourself and kind of undo it. But if you don't even know that that's an issue, you might not know to look there. So moral of the story, don't keep threads that are dangling near that side of the sewing machine. All right, next up. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this one was just kind of humorous. If you don't get the picture, when we took a look at what was the problem is that somebody had taken the bobbin case, which in this machine it's a drop-in bobbin, and they've taken it out, probably cleaned it, and then put it in upside down. And so this is how it came to us, and that is where we discovered, I mean, so there was no bobbin in it, so that might have been a clue, but yeah, that's probably why it's not working, is there's no place for the bobbin to go. So easy fix, get it all cleaned up, oil the machine. Yes, we do take all those covers off, get everything realigned and relubricated, flip that bobbin case over, and voila, that is good. That machine is good to go. So I know it's kind of good for a chuckle for today. This next one, okay, so I'm going to show you what I actually saw this one online, and I saved this picture for just because I'm like, oh my gosh, that didn't just happen. So they had taken a picture, and that is a pair of scissors about ready to cut what they thought was a thread in their bobbin area, and pulling that out. That is not a thread, that is a wire in a Bernina. Down there in that Bernina, there is a bobbin sensor in the door, so the door comes open. The bobbin sensor can sense when the bobbin is low, and that is the wire to the sensor that that person was about ready to cut. So I think they didn't cut it, but I do remember, I'm going to just include it because sometimes you just kind of go, oh no, what were people thinking? You sometimes, like when you're driving and you sometimes pass an accident and you're like, how in the world did they get there? And you just kind of, you probably just don't want to know. You just had to shake your head and keep driving forward, right? Okay, so getting to the last one I mentioned was probably one of my uh-oh moments, is when we introduced the whole cloth quilt. This is a rehooping course, so we'll put links below if you're interested. If you own a Bernina, this is your pinpoint placement masterclass. If you own a FOF, it's your precise positioning masterclass. And if you're a Husqvarna Viking owner, it's your Husqvarna Viking design positioning masterclass. Okay, so in these quilts, the idea is there's actually 20 hoopings. There's actually 6 different designs. So the designs are actually flipped and flopped and connected. And I've actually done other videos on other ways that you can combine them so they have different outcomes. So it's just an amazing course. It's actually been one of our most popular courses this summer because it just came out, so you can check those out. Again, there's always free videos that you can watch to see if a course is right for you. So at any time you're looking at one of our courses, scroll down to the end, and if it says preview, those are free. You can just click on them. You don't even need a login, and you can watch. So the email came in. The gal was a little kind of like, I wouldn't say upset, but that's how I kind of read it. And in her email, she said, I can only find the downloads, because the designs are included with your course. I'm only finding the downloads for the 6 individual designs. Where can I find the one design for the entire quilt? Okay, so in my mind, I'm thinking she has an amazingly large embroidery hoop, because this is huge, all right? See how big it is? Okay, so that's actually what she was looking for. She was a little upset that she was going to have to combine all those designs and rehoop them, and I just thought it was kind of funny. So I set that aside and went, oh, yeah, maybe that wasn't what she thought the course was for, but anyway, we got her straight that yes, those were the 6 designs that she needed for her rehooping class so she can master the rehooping features of her machine. So I am always kept on my toes. If you ever have questions, you can always email them. I always try to make sure I'm answering them correctly. And it's really okay if you have simple questions. Those are always the easiest for me. But there are times where we just kind of go, oh, a lot of these questions are the same. So there must be other people that might have some of the same similar questions. So that's why I showed you some of these pictures along the way, some of the things we see in our service department. I hope you've had a little humor with it. I do have to balance answering emails with all my videos that I do, but it's what I do. I'm so thankful for all of you who have become online students with us. We have a couple free courses, so if you're interested in that. If you don't have an embroidery machine, we have our Stitching Cosmos online course. That's to help you master all those wonderful decorative stitches and over 25 different sewing techniques. So it kind of takes you and your sewing machine beyond your manual. So if you're kind of tired of sewing straight, that is a great journey to take, and you always own our classes for life. So when you enroll, they are yours to keep. So you can always go back and refresh. Maybe you start with a more basic sewing machine and then you upgrade to maybe something more special for you that you've always had your eye on. Those courses will be there for you to go back and check out. So there's lots of links below. Check them out. If you have any questions, you can always email us at info@sewingmastery.com. Find us on our Facebook page, wherever. We are always here to help you become a better sewer.